You need your identity to be tied to it so that you can bring your best to the company. So I felt shitty all the time because I'm like, oh my god, when am I gonna get comfortable with this? You were never comfortable. You were never. Comfort zone is not a thing in this place. Like, and they would book you into these 4.5 plus star hotels to make a shit ton of money so quickly. Also, like, and that like the salary increase is it's you haven't seen anything like it before. Like, it's just crazy. Hi, welcome back to my channel. Hi, thank you for watching. My name is Sinatemba Veni. I am an economist. I am South African. I stay in South Africa, born and raised. I work in consulting and economics consulting. And I'm sort of in my era of like reflection, right? I'm reflecting upon like what I expected corporate and adult life to be like, and what it actually is like, and what the things that I've learned, not only from other people who have been doing this for years, like mentors, but also from going to therapy and reading books and watching podcasts, which is how we all are learning these days, right? So today I'm going to be doing a second version, you must, from the previous one, which is like talking about management consulting and working for one of the top management consulting firms in the world. So today I'm going to be discussing the pros and the cons, right? So I moved away from management consulting and I did my master's. I did half of it in South Africa. I did some of it in Belgium, and then proceeded to work for an economics consulting firm. And as I'm working here, this is my second job now. So I've been doing a lot of reflection, right? A part of it is like, oh, did I make the right choice? Should I have stayed longer? Should I have tried to work for another firm, stay in still management consulting, because of the issues that I faced there? What exactly did I do the right choice? So I think this video is going to be like on an extension of that. So I'm going to be discussing the pros and the cons, right? So here's what's gonna go. I have two packets in typical consulting fashion. The pros, right? And then there are 4 subtopics under the pros, and then the cons, and then there are 4 subtopics under the cons, right? And this is my experience. Yeah. People have different experiences. People experience things differently. So it's also, I would also be mindful of that, keeping that in mind, right? So number 1, the pros, right? The prestige. Oh, like, I remember being in meetings with like top execs at 21 years old and thinking to myself, oh my days, will I ever do this ever again? And it was so cool, man, to just like learn from these people. Well, I don't think I learned much from them, to be kind of true, but it was cool to be like in the same room as them and to be like involved in this in this kind of decision making, like executive decision making made by execs. So that was cool. But apart from that, the traveling, we would always travel. I mean, I didn't travel much when I was there, but I remember when we went to like do a training, you do a training overseas, and they would book you into, even when I was doing my internship, they would book you into these 4.5 plus star hotels, and you go to these fancy restaurants, expensive meals. The prestige it was amazing. Like the corporate card, you get dinner allowance, you travel with like Uber Blacks, and you travel with great drivers, and you were treated like royalty. And I miss that. I feel like that was like part of the thing that, and I think maybe for the wrong reason, because I feel like it validated me as a person. I was like, oh yeah. It means that I am valuable as a person because of these things that I get to experience, because of, my grades are working for me. It means something. And there were good, there were pros, and there were obviously cons with regards to that, but I enjoyed the prestige. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I enjoyed all of it. I never thought about money ever. I would just buy things that I wanted. And people often say that when you work at McKinsey or when you work at this company, you will never have to think about money ever again. And I didn't. And which ties to the next point, which is the money, right? It's true. You make a shit ton of money so quickly also, like, and that like the salary increase is it's you haven't seen anything like it before. Like, it's just crazy. And when you speak to other people who work in other companies and you tell them, oh, this is a salary increase, they're just like, what is happening there? And it's true, the money was great. I miss the money. I mean, I do think that even if you work in other industries and even if you work in other countries, I mean, in other companies, you will essentially make a lot of money if you just stay there and you gain experience, obviously. But I feel like in these top consulting companies, you make that money very quickly. And it's like, come on, like the salary growth is crazy. So that was a pro. I like that. I'm not going to lie. I really, really like that. Which ties to the next point, like the learning, right? And the growth. I remember, oh my days, you had to learn so quickly. Like every day, you were guaranteed, especially if you were like an analyst, a business analyst, or like a junior associate, you were guaranteed to learn something valuable each week. If a project was short each day, like the learning was quick and it was like intense. It was like everything was under, and you didn't sort of waste your time on things that were not like valuable. If something involved like menial work, like repetition or like editing or like fixing stuff, you would outsource that and you would focus only on things that made your brain go, oh my goodness, what's happening? Now there were pros and there were cons within that as well, because you're doing a short period of time. So are you doing it really correctly? Are you going to, you know what I mean? Like, is it helpful for you to learn under such stressful environment, like under such pressure? So even though, yes, you learned a lot, but in my case, and also because I'm a very anxious person, it brought me so much anxiety. I was like, so you're telling me we just had this meeting, you told me that I need to learn this thing, and we have another meeting in 2 hours where I need to showcase what I've learned. Like 2 hours? That's not enough. I'm gonna, after this meeting, I'm gonna go get a coffee and I'm gonna go, and I'm gonna bump into my colleague. That's like 15 minutes or like, okay, maybe like 6 minutes also taking out. Everything, every minute of your time was invaluable because it was time for you to learn stuff. Oh, it was crazy. And the last part, I think this also, obviously this list is not exhaustive. It's just like part of the things that came to mind now. It has to do with like your prospects, right? People often say that, oh, when you have this name on your CV, it's gonna open doors for you. I would like to believe that. I don't know. Honestly, people will tell me that, oh yeah, it does open doors. People say that it does work in your favor, but I don't know if there's truth to it. There probably is. So I'm putting it here because people have said it many, many times, and perhaps I am where I am now because of it, but I don't know. I still think that, especially because I wasn't there for a long time, I still had to like apply for jobs, still had to do interviews, still had to like prove myself over and over again. So I don't know if truly the name of this company had any impact in like me getting my other jobs, right? And maybe if someone, knows this to be true for sure and has a different perspective, they can share that with me, right? Now, what about the cons? Oh my God. I would spend the whole day discussing the cons of working at a prestigious place right out of uni. But in the interest of time, we're going to stick to just a few, right? So what are the few? The first one is that your identity becomes performance-based. I cannot, this is so bad. This is horrendous because your performance will go like this, ups and downs, yeah. And if your performance, if your identity is tied to this roller coaster, oh my days, you are not going to have a good time because you're gonna feel like this all the time. So you want to be at a baseline, and you want your performance to continue to fluctuate, but you also want to maintain a base level. So you can't follow the high and go with the lows. But that doesn't work because you need your identity to be tied to it so that you can bring your best to the company. If you're nonchalant and you're just like, well, I know my worth and all of that, you will perform, but it might just take a bit longer. I feel like people who actually did well, people who held on to that and like, I'm going to ride this train until the wheels come off. And it happened. Like they would genuinely like, I need that high, I need a high, I need that high. And I was one of those people who's like, I need this height, even though for me, honestly, it didn't come because I was new and I wasn't doing a very good job for the most part when I first joined, right? Because like you still need to learn. So I felt shitty all the time because I'm like, oh my God, when am I gonna get comfortable with this? You were never comfortable. You were never. Comfort zone is not a thing in this place. Like, so you sort of, your emotions are always heightened for some reason. It was terrible, my days. And the second one is the always being evaluated. Oh my God. Like feedback every week. It was valuable in the sense that, remember I said you learn a lot? Yes, you do learn a lot, but then learning has to come from feedback. And if you're getting feedback every week, it was tough, eh? Like the feedback was tough. And people were very, I like the honesty. Like I genuinely listen to me. If I'm doing something terribly, tell me now. Tell me now and tell me fast. And you would get that people would actually tell you that you suck. But oh, you did something good. But because you're an insecure overachiever, the good stuff really just flies over your head and all the bad stuff are like here. And you'd get feedback on a Friday. Now your whole weekend is ruined. A whole weekend you think about, oh, I need to improve A, B, C, D, E Monday. And you need to improve it. You cannot get the same feedback constantly. And you're like, oh, it was, oh my days. It was, oh, mm-mm. And number 3, the lifestyle distorts normal. Oh boy, does distort normal. Like, we're sort of in a bubble because we stayed there for extended amounts of time and the prestige was prestigious, yeah. And then you sort of think this is normal. Like it's normal for me, normal for people to just drop like I don't know, like thousands and thousands of rands on like dinners, and it's normal for me to get a driver, and it's normal for me to have a barista in the office. All this is normal. And when I left and I had to go work at a company where like you sort of don't get a barista, you have to bring your own lunch, you have to like, figure out your transport, you don't get a corporate card. I was like, oh, this is normal. And this is the case for like many companies. And you're like, oh, okay. Okay, cool. Okay, cool. That wasn't normal. Like what I'm used to, it wasn't normal, etc., etc. And then that's fine, right? You will get used to it. But it sort of distorts what you thought was normal in a way. And then the last one is the prestige can be a trap. Oh, I cannot tell you how many times I thought to myself, should I go back? Should I go back? Should I go back? I mean, I was tortured. I felt horrendous, but should I go back? Is it worth it? I mean, I wouldn't go back. I don't think I would. Let's say for now. I don't think I would go back right now. But there are many times that I thought about it, and I think the reason why I always wanted to go back was because of the prestige. Nothing to do with the work. Nothing to do with whatever that I learned. Nothing to do with consulting in itself, but management consulting in itself, but it has to do with like the prestige, like the feeling of importance. I felt so, I walked outside of the office. I felt so important that it sort of became a part of me, like it becomes a part of you. I think that's part of the reason why I think that's needed for you to like really stay there. And that's not helpful. Now, is it? It really isn't. But yeah, essentially that's like me. That's it for this video on the pros and the cons. I think obviously people are gonna have different pros, different ideas. They have different pros, they have different cons, and the list can be lengthier than this. Obviously, if I like was sit down and really think about it, like really put my mind into it, which I don't want to do because I think that's way past me now, and I was heavily traumatized. But I think if you want to go to this place, or if you know someone who's in this place, or if you are in this place and you have different views, please share them with me. Please share your fears. Please share your expectations, and let's have a conversation about it. Yeah. Thank you so much for coming. Thank you for watching until the end. I will see you in the next one where I share my other ideas.